I am Reverend Dr. Tammy Denise. I am an 18-year breast cancer survivor. But that is not how it started, and that is not what it looked like when I entered that doctor's office almost 18 years ago. In fact, the doctor told me I was unlikely to live 5 years, offered me an opportunity at a clinical trial, and then told me that he didn't know how women who looked like me were responding to this trial. I got pissed because how do you bring me into your doctor's office, tell me that I've got this advanced disease, I'm not going to live 5 years, and you say, oh, but I got a clinical trial for you. But don't worry about it. We don't know how people that look like you are responding. Well, what is Project SOAR? Speaking our African American realities, because when I was first diagnosed, I wanted to understand why black women were dying at approximately 41% higher rates than white women. I'm like, why are black women dying more? And here's the sad thing about it. Today, 18 years later, I'm still asking that very same question because the numbers are exactly the same. So somebody, though doing good, there's a lot that needs to still be done because we've got to change those statistics. There's no reason for black women to continue to die at these disproportionately higher rates. I was often invited to speak at researchers' conferences. And I'm like, why do y'all want me? I come in here with all my African garb and all my blackness, and they wanted me to come and speak. Well, they wanted to understand kind of what was going on inside my mind, but they didn't want to know about me, the person. And so Project SOAR humanizes the data. We look at the woman from mind, body, and spirit. We look at her as a human being. And in our Project SOAR meetings, we get to talk about things that arise in this nation. Black babies being killed, economic injustices, racism at the doctor's office, doctors expecting you to be that thing, the strong black woman. One of our respondents said, being a strong black woman means that you do and you do and you do and you do and you keep on doing even when you don't have any more do left in you. Black women are conditioned to take care of other people over self-care. That's what this project is all about, looking at being a strong black woman and understanding that and how it informs the context of how we navigate a breast cancer journey. So I went and I said, I got an idea for doing these gatherings. And she goes, well, what's a gathering? I said, it's a 4-hour experience that celebrates the black woman the moment she walks in the door until the moment she walks out of the door. If you allow me to create a culturally competent experience that recognizes and acknowledges the black woman, and she doesn't have to be a superwoman, and we just get to serve her from the moment she comes in until the moment she leaves, I bet you we'll be on to something. So then we had these 4-hour gatherings, and as we suspected, the women took off their shoes, they took off their wigs, they took off their prostheses, and we just got good and down and had some good sister-loving talk. And this was a patient-forward conversation. We talk all of these things about patients and patients forward, and people are making decisions about patients and don't even know what a patient looks like. From the gatherings, we created an online survey. It was extensive because we really wanted to take the time to hear their voices, because our vision for this project is to really implement interventions that are spoken about from the patient's voice, from the patient's experiences and their perspectives, to help them better navigate a breast cancer journey, to close that gap. It's not that we are not smart enough to want to participate. It's not that we are not smart enough to understand the necessity of a clinical trial. But when you have the CDC saying that we're going to celebrate the suffering and sacrifice of the men of Tuskegee, what? That not only tells me that we are missing the mark, but if our top governmental agency is celebrating the suffering and silencing of the suffering that they caused, and so finally, I just want to say that I acknowledge research. I am here as a result of research. I'm here in support of clinical trials. We've come a long way, but we've got a long way to go. Join us.